Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight, whenever you happen to be seeing this, I would like to offer the elemental energy reading for the element of Earth for March of 2025. Earth energy covers the zodiac signs of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So if you're a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or you have Earth high up in your charts, then this message is for you. And if you've never had your charts read or you're curious about some other ideas about them, there's a link in the description for a natal chart. Gives you your base 12 houses and then gives 10 to 20 pages of, in my opinion, a pretty thorough basic outline of what all that stuff means. And if you're interested as to why I read for these elements instead of the zodiac, that's also linked in the description. With that, we'll get started with your hexagram for the month of March, Earth family. You have number 44. And 44 is the contact hexagram. And then there's a couple of words after it. One is intimate encounters, meetings, and etc. So this could be a very interesting reading for you. So our base text for the entirety here is contact, women wield power, do not marry. And so just to fill in the blanks here, the interpretation notes on this is at this time marriage would be unfortunate. The husband would almost surely be completely henpecked. So Earth males, maybe don't propose this month. But anyway, we'll hop over into our base lines because that was the entirety of the base text. Our foundational line here is the chariot wheel is held with a metal brake. Persistence in a righteous course brings good fortune. Those with a goal or destination in view will witness misfortune. However, even a lean pig is able to wiggle in its trotters. So the chariot wheel is held with a metal brake. There's something slowing you down this month, Earth, and it's really saying this is actually for your benefit. So don't go rushing into stuff. Righteous persistence in a righteous course. So even though you may not have a set goal, or if you do, it's way down the line, that's fine, leave it down there. Just do the next steps. Stay persistent in what you're doing correctly. Make sure what your practices are ethical and moral, and that's going to be the best option. Trying to rush things is not going to work for you. And they're saying that this isn't going to be a totally negative experience, but the best outcome is just do the next steps. Worry about the future in the future. The month of March is not the place to be rushing, Earth. So your second line is, there is a fish in the bag, no error, but it is of no advantage to the guests. This is an interesting one because basically, yeah, you've got things going on. You've got a lot of prosperity settling in with you. It's not really supporting those around you. So again, you're not doing anything wrong by keeping things close to home. It's just advisable right now not to go spreading, sharing, or expanding your reach. You've got a little plan in place, work on that right now. Again, this is not a time for a big expansion or fast pushes. Our third place line, his haunches have been flayed and he walks totteringly, trouble but no great error. Even though things may not be working out as great as you would like them to, Earth, and that's where your haunches have been flayed, so you're slowing down, this is actually a better thing. Yeah, there's whatever's going on, there's something stirring the pot. That's where the trouble comes in. But it's not an error. So this is actually a benefit for you in the long term. Right now, as you're in the mix, you're questioning, you're asking, why is this happening to me? The reality is this is a way to kind of slow you down a little bit, make sure you're going the right direction. The big time goals, sometimes we get distracted by something shiny and start to wander off. So this is a kind of a check-in for you, is what I'm getting. Our fourth place line, no fish in the bag. This gives rise to misfortune. You may feel separated from people, and that's actually going to be a bit of an issue. You need to make sure that you're within your inner circle, the people who are close to you. If you're already in a relationship, your spouse, your partner, or your close friends, don't isolate yourself. Just because things are being a little bit hiccupy right now, that doesn't mean to pull away. What it's saying is things may not be going the way you want. That's expected at this point. Things need to be slowed down a little bit, but don't isolate yourself. You're not doing anything wrong. It's just a matter of this isn't the right time to rush things. So our 5th place line, the meddler leaves wrapping the melon hide its beauty. Something falls from heaven. So what do we got? What is meddler leaves? Is that like a plant leaf? Oh, this is just saying what you've been working on is currently being hidden. That's where it's wrapping the melon, hiding its beauty. Things are this outside influence that's slowing you down is actually hiding the things that you've actually already accomplished. So others aren't noticing how far you've actually come, how developed your plan really is. And right now, that's beneficial for you. Something falls from heaven says things are going to be revealed in heaven's time, not in our time. Your soul's plan is going to be completely different, and trust me, that's frustrating, from our conscious alpha or beta brain monkey mind plans. So what's being hidden is being hidden on purpose. It's not ready for everyone else to see. But the things falling from heaven, meaning when it's ready, the time is right, you'll know instinctively that this is the time to start speeding up or to proceed further. So our capstone here, it rubs against things with its horns, regret but no error. So there's a note here. So even though you may not be able to move forward, you're rubbing your horns, you're rubbing things against your horns, like you've seen goats or cows or even deer and elk if you're out in the mountains, and especially when they're getting their velvet off their antlers, they're rubbing and they're scratching and they're just kind of like itching with that space around their horn. And it's saying that this is causing some minor issues, but it's not really harming anybody. This is a time for you to kind of just slow it down a little bit, reset, recheck a few things. And when you're rubbing your antlers or horns against other things, it's kind of like a rocking chair. You're trying to look busy and stay busy because you know, Earth, you've got things working. Things are moving slowly right now, but they're moving. But it's not for other people. So what they're watching is like you're just spinning your wheels. You're in a rocking chair. You're not doing anything. You are, but it's not for them to see yet. It's not for the outside world to understand what you're doing. When things fall from heaven, when your plans are revealed, or when they step into the sunlight, you'll know the right time and place. But this month is definitely a call to don't worry about speeding up. You might actually have to slow down a little bit, but that's actually in a better place for you overall. So let's see if the tarot and the oracle cards can give us a little more clarity here. March has approximately 4.5 weeks, so we'll go ahead and do a 5th bonus week. Each week we look at a guide or guardian, someone to guide you through the week, or a guardian to kind of protect you from the unknown, a message from source, which is a supporting message of some form, and then information from the tarot to help clarify anything that's not set up right. And I read 1, 2, 3, 4 for the weeks. If they rearrange for you and things happen in different orders, that's totally cool. These are general readings, so take what works, leave the rest. With that, we'll get started with your first week's guide or guardian. Also, any of the cards and books I'm using are linked in the description. So we're starting off for your first week, Earth, with the goddess Freya, and the stone is amber. This is the untamed energy. True to myself, I am untamed divine soul waiting to take responsibility for freedom. I uncage my divinity and allow the untamable beauty of truth to assert itself in every cell of my being. I give the freedom-loving divine rebel within permission to decondition my mind and lead me into the wild grace. I allow the universe free access to assist, empower, and enliven my soul for the spiritual benefit of all beings. Earth, you're starting things off with a call to action, but allowing. Like with the I-ching saying, you've got connections coming in, but there's something saying, hold up, we're not ready yet. What could be developing for you is this little bit of a divine rebel. Like, you have some plans, you've got ideas, thoughts, big time goals, but right now, you might need to figure out your inner rebel. You might need to figure out a different way of looking at things. And that's why it's saying to slow down. Don't brag about it. Don't talk about it. Figure it out on your own. You've got friends and close acquaintances, your inner circle. Those are the ones that are going to be supporting you. And when you have Freya and Amber coming in, there's some warmth building. You've got something going on, but it's a little bit of a challenge to the status quo, the way you've always thought about things. This definitely first week could be calling you to re-examine parts of your life and see if there's a little bit of a rebel there that needs to come out to play. Your message from Source is beyond the mind. The mind moves us through the logistics of life so we can function within the world. However, endless mental chatter, self-doubt, limiting stories, and subconscious programs will keep us in our suffering. Step outside mind-based limitations. Look at things with an overly logical way will hinder you and obstruct access to your superpowers. The past may be running you and making your mind spin so you cannot see what is really happening. Consider what your heart and your gut are telling you. What would the situation at hand feel like if you released all fears and all worries? Are these concerns even yours? When you start to step into that aspect of the divine rebel, when you start to really re-examine the status quo within your circle, what changes? When we look beyond the standard box that we stick ourselves in, what kind of miracles are hanging out there? This is a call to the God Source Divine is calling you to don't try to shove yourself into, well, this is the way it's always been done. I have to do it this way. No. It's worth looking outside the box. You might end up coming back and say, this is where I need to be, but expanding and looking around that horizon outside is actually going to enrich your path in your existence overall. So your message from Source for this first week is embrace that inner rebel and just look outside. You don't have to do anything, but it's worth the checking it out and see what's going on outside that box that we're all living in. So your further message from the tarot is the Knave of Pentacles. There's a little bit of an ego coming forward was what I'm hearing, and this is actually a little bit of a heads up. The inner rebel and opening up and looking beyond the mind, this is actually something that's going to challenge your ego self, that self that sits there and is like, this is the way we've always done it, this is the way we will continue to do it, you will not break status. That's actually not going to be beneficial this month. You're being slowed down by God Source Divine. Things are going to happen in divine timing. Maybe it's a good idea to speed things up a little bit in the way you can, which is re-examine what's happening, looking outside the box, looking at different ideas. It doesn't mean you have to put them into place. It just means looking at other options. So definitely keep your options open as you're moving around. And they're saying this is not so much relationship related. This is business or home, like you're going to maybe even look to buy a home. Maybe you look unconventional instead of going the standard route. Maybe you look at something instead of going through the mortgage company and all that stuff. Maybe a rent to own situation, being careful with all that, and this is not advice, these are ideas they're bringing forward, or something along those lines where it's outside the normal category of what other people have done, or something that you've never thought about before. Take a peek at some of the alternatives out there. Your second week's guide or guardian is the goddess Lakshmi and dendritic agate, and it is her golden grace. Enlightenment, prosperity, goodness, and grace flow through and around me as it is as though my soul dances in soft golden honey-like energy and light, abundant with nourishment and healing properties. Through her gentleness, the goddess offers my soul an irresistible invitation to receive her blessings and emanate the beauty of the divine. There is a gentler way through which I make even greater spiritual progress. I joyfully and peacefully accept this path and allow my heart to let go. Earth, there's a lot of divine feminine coming in right here. And they're saying, work with it, dance with it, find balance within it. And along that lines, there's healing available, because your first week was about Amber, which is a warming stone, and Freya, who's all about stepping outside boundaries and pushing against things. There's more to her by a long shot, but it's definitely push some bad boundaries on stuff. This week is embrace the changes. You're still working with that amber-like glow, which is a very healing energy, but you also have dendritic agate, which is a very powerful healing stone as well. So you're working with these two powerful healing stones this first 2 weeks, and there's this challenge to let things go, look at things from a different perspective, and re-examine how things flow around you. It's also saying when you look at things from a different perspective, this is when the world changes. When we only look at it from one dimension and only the way it's always been done, you can't really expand from that. You know, the definition of insanity, doing the same thing, expecting a different result. But looking outside the normal, looking outside the pattern that you've always known through life, changes a perspective. That's one of the reasons that I like to do this type of work, because in these readings, stuff comes through, because I watch all the videos back too, and you notice different patterns, different energies are setting up. This month so far, Earth, take the little pushback from heaven. Allow yourself to slow down and do some re-examining. They're saying it's going to pay off in the end. So your message from Source is furred and feathered friends. If you've got pets, give them a little snuggle tonight. Animals are intuitive, sacred beings and the wisdom keepers of many earth traditions. There are some of our most loving companions and have much to teach us. Their treatment of some species is appalling, though. As our empathy expands, we see other beings and the quality of their lives as interconnected and equal to our own. We may be inspired to align our actions with our compassion to minimize the harm we do to the planet and her inhabitants. This is also signifying energetic bonds with our animal kingdom. You may have a greater awareness of the wisdom of the animals you encounter and their meanings specifically for you. As you go through this month, especially the second week is a real big emphasis on it, Earth, notice the animals that are around you. I'm hearing very clearly that if you have not connected with your spirit animal guides, this second week, they're going to reach out to you. They're going to try to tap you on the shoulder, peck you on the shoulder, and be like, hey, I'm here. Let me introduce myself. So, and if you already have worked with them, this may be a call to deepen that connection just a little bit. But you've got a really good vibe going here with that dancing in the golden energy with Goddess Lakshmi, and then it's also your furred and feathered friends, where it could be a physical animal that you get a new puppy, which would be awesome, or a kitten. But you also could be meeting your spirit animal guides this week. Be open to new experiences in the second week of the month. Your tarot message is the Knight of Pentacles. We're sticking with the Earth theme tonight. And the Knight of Pentacles is actually one of the slower moving of the knights. Very dependable, very stable, very grounded in what he is doing. And that is where they're asking you to slow it down a little bit. You don't have to be super active. There's a lot going on. If you look at this picture, there's a lot there. But the horse itself isn't moving that fast. You can tell that he is much slower than, say, air or fire, which is chaos. But this is really saying, embrace the slowness. Enjoy this gearing down from the chaos of life in general. We all need those periods of rest and relaxation, and right now, Earth, this is being called to you. And the second week is a good time to just chill. You got your new spirit guide animal, or you could have a new pet coming in, or just your other pets that are being a little bit more attentive. Really embrace that kind of connection during this second week. Your third week is the goddess Pele and lava stones. Melts into divine desire. Goes back to our I-ching message with some of the connections there. We have, I drop into my heart, welcoming awareness of my deepest soul desires. I allow myself to be moved by my heart, igniting my highest purposes through sacred passion. My heart's desires carries the genius of magnetic attraction, effortlessly pulling into my world all that is needed for my spiritual fulfillment that benefits everyone. I am so deeply motivated by what moves my heart that I allow the divine consciousness to flow through me unimpeded, transforming my inner vision into creative expression. I allow love to transform me. Earth, this third week, you are really stepping into your energy with the I-ching. It's saying it's time to slow it down, connect, allow a higher frequency to come in, what falls from heaven. That's going to show you so much more. You're slowing down because you've been a little busy, Earth. There's been some things going on, they're saying, and it's made you ignore the stuff that's important, not intentionally. You've just been too busy. There's other things going on. And so you've got this energy of slowing down, tapping back into your heart this month. And when you're working with energies like Pele and lava, it's about transformation. It's about growth. There's a lot of beauty in slowing down. Lava is very fiery. It can be very fast, but also slows down pretty quick. And then it hardens and becomes all sorts of cool stones. This is a good time for you to slow down. See what happens. You might have been moving just the right direction at just the right speed, that now that you're slowing down, you might slow down and solidify right into something powerfully beautiful. So take the advice and work some, not like stop everything, but just slow it down a little bit. Your message from Source is the Portal Keeper. Look, more kitties. The portals are gateways to other layers of reality. They can be accessed through inner practices or externally in places such as the various vortices around the planet, Stonehenge and those kind of places. Gently explore the edge of your existence. Spend time listening to the forest. Deepen your meditation practice. Dance yourself to ecstasy. Explore psychic tools. Study new healing modalities. If you feel lacking in purpose or life seems a little mundane, remember there's never a reason to be bored. What we experience with our physical senses must be the tip of all icebergs. Magic exists whether you care to find it or not. Look between the lines to limitless discovery. When we slow down, when we allow that transformative power of rest and of inner peace, things change. And what we're getting this month for Earth is Soul is slowing down. God, Source, Divine is saying, pump the brakes there. You're rushing and you're missing things. So as you're going through this month, this third week is saying, really tap back into your heart. Really see the things that are important to you. It's been a mad dash is what I'm hearing. And it could have been a whole bunch of different chaoses. The world's in chaos right now. And that could be affecting you and those around you. And this is a third week of March is saying, it doesn't have to. The world's going to do its thing. That's just how the world is. But by slowing down, by reconnecting and really setting into the things that are important, all of that will eventually settle down and go do its thing. There's really not much you can do other than work your own little magic in your own circle. So do the things that are important to you. Those little ripples may actually change the world. You never know. So our message from the tarot is the Three of Pentacles. Seriously, more pentacles? Apparently Earth gets to stick with Earth this month. This one is a little bit of a... it's saying that you've done a lot and don't forget to rest. But we also say don't throw things away here. This is a time to embrace what you have. Feel the gratitude for it. Don't allow the negative thoughts of others, the dead leaves, to discourage what you're doing. Dress up. Be happy. Be unique. Be your own unique little weirdo in the world. That's expected. That's good. But don't get discouraged by things not going the way you want them to. She has a little bit, she's dressed up. You see how pretty she is. But she's downcast. She's showing that things just aren't going the right way. I'm going to throw my flowers away. Why? Don't do that. Don't throw things away because things aren't going the way you want. Maybe it's not supposed to go that way. Maybe you dressed up because the person or the thing that you were supposed to go to canceled. Great, fine, whatever. But something better may come along. So don't give up on stuff just yet, is what I'm hearing. Our fourth week is the Ascended Master Lao Tzu and Zinc Sight. Not sure what Zinc Sight is. Descending Power is the title here. We have the drive to manifest my spiritual light is powerful and purposeful. Divine light is awakening in my body now. The creative fire in my soul shines into this world, bringing light and warmth to all hearts. I choose to live my soul wisdom in simple, practical ways. I utilize my intention to become grounded and present, increasing my inner radiance, and I apply my spiritual principles to all aspects of my life. My soul aspirations are realized. Earth, in this fourth week, Just like with the I-ching, things slow down because you needed it. Things are falling from heaven because you're getting some downloads. You're getting the energetic shift that, well, that's interesting. You've been asking for this. You've been asking for the energy shift. You've been asking for this improvement. You've been wanting the downloads. But you haven't slowed down enough to actually hear what God Source Divine wants to say. So this is the month where they're kind of going to be a little more forceful in that. So take the advice, slow her down, embrace the slowness, embrace the stillness, allow yourself the ability to rest and recover, reconnect with those around you. And that's what I'm getting from that. And it's also going to be very healing. It's also may activate a little philosophy for you, but it's going to be very beneficial just to slow her down this month. Your fourth week's message is loving compassion. Bring more love into a situation, whether it is towards yourself or someone connected to the question. There may be a need for forgiveness or for seeing things from a fresh and more expansive perspective. You can't make this up. Look at things from a different perspective is the theme for the month here. We have, remember you are loved and have unlimited access to the gentle yet transformative force of compassion as and when you need it. Bring yourself back into your heart and think about those you love and moments with them where you have felt joy. Expand this feeling out to more and more people, creatures, and places until the whole planet is infused with this beautiful, warm, and loving feeling. There are meditations that you can do to bring yourself into your heart and expand and feel that love and flowing energy. This fourth week is really about, this is why we've called you to slow down. This is why we want you to rest for a moment. God Source Divine, your guardians, your angels, your ancestors, your loved ones are all coming forward right now to say, this fourth week, we want you to see why we wanted you to slow down, what we were trying to show you, and how this is actually going to shift your perspective on the world. Earth, they're saying that you have been, not all, but a lot of you have been kind of stuck. You've been feeling, this is what I do, this is where I work, this is what I do, this is what I work. I come home, same dinner, same clothes. Nothing's changing right now, which is fine. But they're saying maybe it's a perspective that needs to shift. Maybe it's that I get to go to work. Ooh, check out these clothes. These are so comfortable. Looking at things from that different perspective is what's going to allow you to expand and share that love and light, that thing that falls from heaven for you. It's going to radiate out, but it's going to happen in divine timing, not our timing. So your message from the tarot is the Three of Wands. There's a little bit of frustration and confusion coming up here, and it's saying don't get wrapped up in frivolous, passionate pursuits. Okay, that's a weird one. Those one-night stand type things where it's like flash in the pan, it was fun for a minute and you're over it. Be careful of those. This is not a month to be like, I'm getting bored. Oh no, I should just go do something. No. Take the time to rest. Take the time to really recheck in with yourself. And the Three of Wands, there's more to it, but that's what they're bringing forward is don't get wrapped up in the worried about, oh, I'm going to miss out. No, you're not. The experiences that you want to have, they're going to happen. It just may not be as fast as you may like them right now, and that's fine. God Source Divine always has some interesting plans for our lives, and when we take the suggestion from our guides, guardians, and the divine to slow down, usually the experiences are way more interesting. So let's check out our fifth week, our little bonus week here. We have the angel Bath Coal, and the stone is aquamarine. Aquamarine is such a beautiful stone. And we have my authentic voice awakens truth, clarity, and courage within myself and within others. My voice supports the opening of my soul path. I trust the truth expressed with loving beings brings spiritual benefits to everyone. The authentic message from my soul, shared with generosity and grace, is recognized and received. My soul wisdom knows how to express what is needed and what to be shared. I accept and express the uniqueness of my authentic voice and tune into what resonates deeply for me. I choose to live the truth of my soul. This month is about slowing down, reconnecting, checking in. learning to be that divine rebel, doing things a little bit out of the norm, looking outside the box, maybe even stepping outside the box. Because your authentic voice is the voice of your higher self, the voice of your soul. They're saying this month is a good way to reconnect, take it to a deeper level. Even if you've already started waking this up and starting to work with it, this is a month where you're being called to really emphasize that. Bring those downloads in, connect in with your guides, maybe even a new animal spirit guides coming in this month. Earth, this is a really powerful month, but it's not going to be a busy outside month. It's going to be busy inside, but it's because you had to slow down the outside so that the inside can do the job. We're in this season of Pisces for the most of the month of March, Earth, and with that kind of energy, it's water, it's dreamy, it's highly intuitive. It's also tapped into cosmic access. Pisces, if you look at it from a galactic standpoint or a zodiac standpoint, to become a Piscean, you've had to have went through all of the other zodiac signs. This is a culmination. This is reveling in the things that you already know, reveling in that divine connection, that divine rebel energy. So with Aquamarine, it's saying this is going to be a very spiritually transformative month for our Earth family, but that doesn't mean it's going to be a busy month. That doesn't mean that grand exterior things are going to change. They might, just because when you work with spirit, things happen in really interesting ways. But it doesn't mean it's going to ever look like that to everybody. For you, your world could change this month, Earth. Be open to some new ideas. Your message from Source is the journey to wholeness. Interesting card. We're going to hold this back a little bit. Love comes from a sense of wholeness. We may have a concept of others that are not really who they are due to subconscious projections or ideals. We could have ideas that we will feel better about ourselves when we achieve a goal or a status. This takes us out of the present and puts conditions on our love. Hold the vision that you and others are already perfect. Thus, we can heal through the transformative power of acceptance. Acknowledge the full spectrum and bring any fractured parts back into the present moment. Here we are whole, empowered, and allowed to step into the brightest version of ourselves. Earth, when you go through this month, that's the reason that you're being called to slow down. It's reconnection. It's living more in the moment. When we're in the moment, when we're in this now point of time, the universe opens. It opens up in ways that you don't usually think about. And that's the transformative benefits of deep meditation. That's the transformative benefits of now practices, living in the moment, things like that. And what they're saying for this message from Source is this is why. We're explaining to you why we said put a pause on things, why not to rush into stuff, why it feels like you've been running in circles and not getting much accomplished. Because stop running in circles. You'll see the path. You'll see the escape route if you stop. It's called looking around, looking outside the box, giving yourself the moment to relax and recover. The amount of growth that is available to you is universally massive. But sometimes you have to have you tapped on the shoulder to be like, dude, it's over here. So, the last message from Tarot is number 4. We have the Hermit. Number 9. Sorry. Roman numerals get me. It's the Hermit. So with the Hermit, it's saying this is a good time to pull away from the world's chaos. Work with your inner circle, but take the time to check in with yourself, to forgive yourself for any misdeeds or any assumed misdeeds. Show grace to yourself. Show grace to your inner circle. Allow the beauty from the divine to radiate out through you. But to do that, it may be required to pull away. This month is saying, step away, check in with yourself, connect back into God Source Divine, move forward with grace, dignity, and beauty in everything that you do. Earth, it sounds like this month may be a little bit slower for you, but there's a lot of potential and benefit offered by God Source Divine. So, if this message resonates for you, please hit that like button. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on that. If you're feeling like there's a little bit of slowdown coming in, or there might be just a little bit of a pause being applied right now, because God's source divine does have interesting timing. So with that, I will let you guys go. Have a great, safe, and apparently slower month of March, and I will see you in the next video.